Okay, so on this episode of Your Apex, we have a special creature, the eagle, balance and perspective. Okay, so if you're not familiarized with the series, basically we're doing a rundown of 12 creatures, sort of harnessing their ancient knowledge to our advantage. Okay, so for this occasion, as I told you, we do have the eagle, so we're gonna run down 6 points of the eagle, so we can truly get the best out of, in this case, this bird's mentality and eyesight. Let's go to the first point. Let's see here. If you're an eagle, where people choose a more grounded perspective, you go for a higher one. This means that you can see the big picture and that you operate at a high level of diligency. Usually in a group of friends or a group of work, there will always be somebody who's maybe a downer and will give you that grounded sort of opinion and perspective. I'll say that I'm that type of person that I'm gonna sort of always cut your wings and tell you to have a more raw perspective, more grounded. But there's other people that they have that it factor, that sort of over ambition that's necessary when you create sort of an objective or sort of a collective vision as well. You need somebody that has that one step ahead, that can sort of, as I tell you, can see the bigger picture, and that's, as I tell you, a trait of the eagle, meaning that you have a higher perspective. Sometimes you will throw ideas and people will laugh at you because you're maybe throwing the rope a little bit higher, but keep your standards, your values, and your expectations that high, and I'm sure that life will reward you as well with that same level of altitude. Okay, so let's go to the second point. If you're an eagle, this means that you're intense and protective. Okay, well, this come off as intensity and territorial because you want things to last. If you do something, yeah, you're expecting that thing to last a lot. You're more focused in the things that transcend as well. And this means as well that, in the sense that you are protective, is that it's difficult to get to you, but once something is yours, you truly protect it. This means that as a person, you're gonna pass people through fire. You're not gonna trust just anybody like anything. You're gonna pass people through fire, and just like gold, when it shrinks and it stretches, it gets his final form. So yeah, you basically, your relationships are good, whatever in your surroundings is good, and sometimes people envy it or want to be part of it, but they don't know that the things that you have to go through fire for you to trust it. And sometimes don't believe when people tell you that you burned bridges, this or that. You gotta stay loyal to who you are and what life brings you with that. Okay, so let's go to that third point. It says the third point: eagles are the most efficient apex. What is efficient really? In the realm of work, efficient truly is when you get an objective, you complete an objective with the least amount of resources. You can complete a task really fast, but how many resources did you use and wasted, right? So really being efficient is using the bare minimum to get the highest level of performance, and that's usually how eagles work. They get criticized by some scientists, telling that they're lazy hunters, in that sense, but no, the eagle has a lot of things to do in their daily basis. They're really like busy creatures, so they cannot be like taking big praise. And this is something real in real life as well. Any hard job or any labor job that you go, the first thing that you're gonna learn is about nutrition. The first thing they're gonna call you out, the experts, is that a veteran will tell you, hey, stop eating that way. That food is gonna kill you in the job. So usually you don't see eagles eating off of big prey, because they just need the bare minimum. They need the energy. They just need the energy and explode and go and do whatever they have to do. As I tell you, the eagle sees for the future, so it's always preparing something, whether is it preparing the nest for their children, where is it raising their children, preparing to flee at summer, or sort of changing the hunting season. So whatever, they're always preparing for the next season. So taking the bare minimum will work. So let's go to the fourth point. It says, like, if you're an eagle, this means that you're an expert. Don't let people question your methods or areas of expertise. Carry them with pride. Remember your experience and remember the 3 levels of mastery. You can become a professional, then a specialist, and at the end an expert. A professional is someone that makes something hard look easy. A specialist is this dude that rumbles his mouth just to make you feel like he knows and you don't know anything. And you know that the expert is that one person that doesn't matter if you're a kid or an adult or an enthusiast, he will be able to explain you and break it down sort of in the concept that you need to understand something. So be an expert and be proud of it, okay? In this world of brain rot, being an expert is no longer a thing. Now everybody with a YouTube tutorial or anything, but trust me, good things come to people that are able to acknowledge their diligence and their skills, okay? So let's go in this case to the next point, and this one has to do with sort of the renewal of the ego. You might know the story of the renewal of the eagle. I will encourage you to go and search it. I'm not gonna go into full detail. Basically, an eagle, once he's at its midlife crisis, he goes to the highest point, to a private place where nobody can see him, basically because he starts tearing his body, his feathers, everything apart. And new claws and a new beacon and new feathers will come after it. So that's a decision the eagle has to take. Not every eagle does it, but some of them, they know they still have strength, they'll still have power. But those below minus 20 degrees weather deteriorates a creature, through hunting, through everything they do. So they need to gather themselves around, and when everybody is doubting you, when everybody has given up on you, that's when you do your last pull, your last trick of your sleeve. You show that you can renew your strength and be better, the same or better than you were. So basically it's that real renewal that sort of contrasts the evolution of the human being, the evolution that you sort of, you give, you take, then you are empty, then you learn how to heal, then you make space for something else, and sort of life starts its cycle all over again. So you gotta remember, it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter if you have been denied, if doors have been closed in your face, you can still go to base one. You can still go from the basics, break yourself down, and grow from that, and show yourself one more time. And as a human being, you can do it every day. So remember to renew yourself. And let me start with this last premise that I prepared for you, okay? Sort of a reflection here. From the northern lights that herald winter to the glory of the Roman Empire, the Mexican conquest, and the United States expression of freedom, if you're an eagle, history recognizes you as the representation of absolute power, sovereignty, and a big daddy energy. Great. So stay tuned for the next video. If you're an eagle, leave it on the comments, and as well leave my Gmail if you want to sort of take authority over your life, or you want sort of a leadership coach there. Send me an email, explain me. I'll usually respond, and we'll see from there. We will have a sit down. Until next one.